Heroes, if they don't cleanly use their first round of spells, the secondary fight gets, if the games get scrappy,
Sure.
Spirit will be able to just exploit some of their timings.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at, like, you know, the BKB from Arteezy. You know, when are you going to use that? Can you hold out long enough to not kind of have it just kited out by Team Spirit, and yet also use it at the right time where you're not just going to die due to chain lockdown, which is possible. But then you've got the saves coming into the mix as well, right? You've got a Snowball, you've got a Solar Guardian, so it's a very interesting game when it comes down to it. And yeah, I think there's a lot of nuances in this draft you're going to see played out by both these teams. Of course, Team Spirit, they've been so scary recently, and when they pull out something aggressive, you got to be ready to weather the storm, that's for sure. Batten down the hatches.
It's also, you're picking the Terrorblade into the Troll Warlord, where if Troll can get on top of the Terrorblade in those like late game clutch 1v1 duels, it's not the easiest matchup for Troll to, you know, let me just sunder that Troll real quick. He's going to have that BKB, he's going to have ways to disjoint that, and yeah, positioning is going to be super key for Shopify, and it all kind of stems back down to that Earth Spirit on the mid lane. I think Crit and Arbed, these two players are going to be very pivotal for Shopify's entry into this game.
They're definitely the guys we're looking at, for sure. Crit and Arbed, the Tusk and the Earth Spirit are the ones who need to make the moves. Need to respond. Like, they just need to match like the 5-hero tempo of Team Spirit as 2 heroes. And also, of course, you've got that lovely Solar Guardian coming down as well. But that one's a little easy to land. So what kind of build are we expecting from Collapse's game on the Spirit Breaker? Because we've seen a lot of variations on the Spirit Breaker throughout the road to TI.
Ooh, I believe they'll go for Phase Boots Midas. Octarine is like currently the favorite, because you always just become, you know, top 2, top 3 net worth in the game with this build. So I think if the game gets difficult, you can maybe change it up a bit, but yeah, I think just Phase Boots Midas is just the most stable entry, and then he can just kind of feel out the game. Interesting enough, actually, in the top lane, so when the creeps met, miposhka and Yotaro just double right-click the range creep down straight away, just trying to get as much XP as possible from the lane. Now they're kind of pulling it back. So the lane's pushing into Shopify, but they should be able to hit level 2 earlier and just give themselves kill threat because of that play.
Yeah, it's interesting, just trying to rush the level 2s. Is down at bottom as well, Mirror and Fly just constantly trading with each other, and Fly honestly doing pretty good at just putting the fight towards the Skywrath Mage, who's usually kind of favored in these trading situations.
He's already buying more salves. That is going to be the key thing in this lane for Fly. As soon as you use one salve, get another one coming out. Like, do not allow yourself to have any downtime in this without any regen.
Yeah. He just needs to keep himself healthy until Arteezy can go to the junglers in the top lane. They just run him down. The damage from the tag team plus the Starbreaker was way too much for the Enchantress to handle. My goodness. 512 damage dealt in just a short space of time there.
Yeah, Team Spirit, they tried to go for a cool play to get level 2, but yeah, they didn't get it in the end. And Tusk and the Stormbreaker, if they get it before you, they are going to be getting the kills.
Yeah, it kind of seems like that's what Team Spirit were avoiding as Mira. Getting cooked a little bit hard here by Fly. Won't end up dropping quite to the Blood Grenade and to those Fire Spirits, but very close indeed. Better being used in lane as well by Arteezy just to secure the CS, lay a bit of harassment onto Collapse. Yeah, just trying to survive through these early levels. Mira, he comes back in for Fly. My goodness, need to keep your distance from this Phoenix. He's just bullying the Skywrath Mage at the moment. Mira is just going to TP back to base, get his health and mana back.
I think the start of this game, it's going to be quite a nice little trader farm there. Arteezy is going to be complete free farm. Fly, he did a lot of just early damage soak onto that Skywrath Mage, and so far, no real concerns getting generated by either side, right? Everyone's hitting the creeps quite healthily. Of course, Spirit Breaker, he's one of the offlaners that scales into the game. Like, his early first 3-4 minutes, not very strong. It's why it is potentially an exploitable minute for 3 minutes, and then it's relatively broken for 57 minutes.
One thing I like which Mira did there as well is he kind of He knew where the ward was. He got out of range of the ward, hit behind the tree, and then TP'd out. It's up on the top lane. This time they're going on TI12. They're trying to take down the Troll Warlord. They don't quite have the damage to finish off the job here, and with miposhka just kind of harassing them down, they can't chase them down. But still, I'm very impressed with this lane. You know, Tusk, Dawnbreaker, apparently it's enough to fight up into a Troll and an Enchantress.
The home team.
Yeah, you're seeing miposhka go for that enchant and heal build, so he's not being able to punch from a distance, but in doing so, a lot of sustain coming out from the Spirit safe lane. And Shopify, I was about to say Shopify are trying to whittle down as much as possible. We haven't really had to talk about mid lane. This is very much just as expected, the trader farm between the Kunkka and the Earth Spirit. Arbed,
That's kind of cute,
level
though.
5. That's what was cute.
Yeah. Lal just fortified just as Arbed tried to combo down the range creep and was able to deny it from him, and give him a little bit of an advantage here, at least for the time being.
Like how the observer's really locked onto Terrorblade. We know our RTG Terrorblades at any minute. Things could go south.
You're never sure. I mean, last time we cast that TV game, we somehow ended up giving First Blood next to the enemy ancients down this lane. So, yeah, don't take your eyes off them.
Arbed though.
Making the rotation in, yeah, but actually just getting rotated upon. He needs to get away from this right now. Very bad comes out. Right, I'm swooping on in, but the batch is there. The right click, it won't come in time for collapse.
The bolt's
He's
coming
going
in.
to be able to escape on the Earth Spirit. It looks like Mira might be trading his life. Yes, he will fly. Takes down one. Collapse also being right clicked to death here. Needs to get away. Can't do it. Fly gets mid lane as well to sponge up some XP for himself. Very important for the Tusk to just try and stay ahead on XP. And also give Saberlight a chance to get a bit of solo up on the top side, because they know he's going to be all right in the position he's in.
I just checked the combat log. So Earth Spirit went to 7 HP from the Spirit Breaker right click, and then 13 HP from the Arcane Bolt.
Wait up.
That's 2 instances of near death for Arbed.
Coming in, sees crit. It's all about the minute 6 range, but up on the top side, they're chasing down Saberlight under the tower. Saberlight turns it around it with the Starbreak miposhka. He's got to be careful. He has got the Nature Attendants healing him up, but Yatoro, he's just gone down to Fly, who's just found 3 kills in a matter of instants, and Saberlight is just hammering miposhka to death. See you later. God, Saberlight tenderizing his venison up here.
There's a very nice tip as well coming out. What a dive from Team Spirit in the fight. Back into mid lane as well.
It's non-stop right now. The tempo is very high, but they managed to catch out Crit, but Crit, he's got the wand, gets himself up to the high ground with the kickback from Arbed. A little bit of nice 2-play there from the two of them.
Oh, Spirit looking to be the aggressors, right? They're making the moves. They're the ones going for Arbed, going for the dive on Dawnbreaker, just giving away these kills when they don't connect on the spells. And Shopify, they're going to happily take up these freebies. Sitting back, continue to farm. We mentioned that Shopify, their draft is exploitable if the game gets chaotic, and Spirit, they were trying to get the chaos to begin. But yeah, Shopify doing a very good job just rebuttaling that. Now making the stacks up, in position to go for a Wisdom Rune. Crit, unable to steal away Team Spirit, so it should just be a one for one trade.
And how do you feel as Team Spirit drafting this Troll Warlord and then, honestly, just not doing that great in the top lane?
So Troll Warlord is going to be a very strong laner for sure, because you have the Whirling Axes, both aggressive and defensively used, and I think this hero, after lane, it can feel a little bit lost, but then you just can come back into the game just like, oh, how do we kill him off? We don't have enough stuns. He's locked onto our carrion. Maybe you could argue the lane could have been a bit better, but he's still CSing perfectly fine. His game, other than his dive, is good.
Very patient here in the top side, waiting for Saberlight to do exactly that. The moment Celestial Hammer comes down, miposhka makes his move, but he hits level 6. He could actually get away from this with the Soul Ring. And they realize that on Team Spirit, and they'll back themselves away, especially with Arbed's rotation as well. That got read out, and that's going to be enough for Team Spirit to back themselves away. But yeah, kind of the wasting the rotation there from Arbed.
Arbed has been incredibly active on the map, and that will be the key difference here. A Kunkka on mid lane, halfway through towards level 8, farming up constantly, whilst Arbed 8 CS down, making so many moves, nearly died bottom, just rotated top, not really able to connect anything too much in the game so far, but these are the natural moves that you expect from an Earth Spirit. He is one of the more active mid laners right now in the meta. And meanwhile,
and I think with the state he's in at the moment as well, it's not like you can really stop him being an impactful hero in fights. You know, even if you do something down a bit, even if you fail some early rotations, you know, he's not like other mid heroes where he just won't have a game after that. But miposhka, he's getting run down again here, and that combination is so damn good. Tag team into the Starbreaker. Yatoro looking for a bit of revenge, and Sableye just gone. He's going to TP across to Mr. Terrorblade over on the other side of the map.
I was hoping he'd go back into the twin gate and then just go back to farming comp, but
come back to top. Collapse now. Does have the charge of darkness, but the damage is there. The damage is more than there. They take him down anyway, and even a little bit coming out from Sableye as well. It begins.
It is kind of like Sableye versus the world in regards to the tip game. Like he's tipping Yatoro, he's tipping Collapse, and
bottom tower
using that charisma, using that energy. Shopify. In the context of this best of 3, you win the best of 3, you're in the upper bracket for the playoffs. You lose the best of 3, you go into the lower bracket. I mean, even though Spirit topped the group, this best of 3 really can dictate the rest of their TI journey. It's a very important step.
It is essentially like everybody's starting in a seeded upper bracket run, right?
Yeah, pretty much. We got the without the crowd upper bracket games right now.
Group stage.
Yes.
Well, the farm wars do continue, and Arteezy is definitely in the lead in that regard. It's on its Terrorblade, farming the lane with the illusions, farming down the creep avenue, the bottom side. It's a very straightforward game for him. Exactly what we expected from this Terrorblade. Perhaps not really playing a hero that can super pressure.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
attack.
attack.
The real question is, was it too good of a game for Arteezy? Some may say. He's going for a Midas.
Oh my god.
Which is, to be fair, on Terrorblade, carry players have been dipping in and out of going for the Midas and Terrorblade. And if he sees this game going later, buying it at this point after such a free lane is going to be perfectly fine. The question is, he could have gone for, say, Dragonlance Manta, go for the Hurricane Pike, then you have mid-game tools to deal with the Troll plus the Spirit Breaker combos, and tanky enough to survive through the Scarab. Instead, he is going for Midas, which will delay his ability to join the rest of his team. This will be something that we'll have to reference in 15-20 minutes time, most likely.
Roll into the middle lane. Oh my goodness, everything is being thrown at Lal here, and I mean, it's gonna work, but they throw an egg, they throw a Solar Guardian, and down he goes. Fair enough. Job's done. Mira, also going to be the next target. Abed moved on in here. He's got the Magnetize. He's got the double damage rune as well. Mira does not stand a chance of surviving this one. He's going to go down as well. Nice shots from Crit helping out with that one. Middle tower is likely going to be sacrificed here. I can't see Team Spirit mounting a defense.
Shopify, sorry, making all the right moves. And on top of that, I like the fact Sableye is looking to go for this Desolator. He's not just going for a casual blade mail like you see from most offlaners. His game is very good. He's 3-0-3, 62 CS, get that Desolator, and then he will become a really big ticket core. He can easily kill Sky Orange the entire game just with one blink into Starbreaker. And I like the fact that Sableye has decided that he can also become a really big core now, but with the blade mail, yeah, they're hitting a sweet spot. Key thing here is Arteezy will just be AFK in the jungle. Like every move that we see from Shopify will just be everyone without Arteezy. Maybe Spirit looks to try and exploit that. It will be quite difficult as the Troll also kind of wants to just AFK farm right now, looking to complete that Battle Fury, about half a Claymore away from it.
Top tower is under attack.
And we'll need to play a little bit of catch up.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an okay timing, of course. You know, Yatoro, doesn't really matter how his lanes go. He always hits decent timings for his items. And to be fair, no one's really gone to find him in the jungle or anything like that. But yeah, like Arteezy is just having such a freebie right now. But you won't see the impact of that until much later on. So still going to be the kind of four-man fighting from the side of Shopify. But you know, as we mentioned earlier on in the draft, if these four heroes can get their money, which they absolutely have, then they are a formidable fighting force. They don't really need a Terrorblade until they start going for objectives. Nah, they're looking for the heart as the second item. Blade Mail Heart. This is the build which I think you mentioned, and yeah, it's pretty sick when you have a start like this.
Yeah, I think Shopify just kind of reading the fact that Spirit, because their lanes didn't go well, you know Spirit can naturally wants to go for a Midas. You know that Troll needs to go for a Battle Fury. You have two side lane cores who kind of farm backwards, right? Like all of their items look towards going to the jungle, look towards their own economy compared to let's smoke with my team. So I think Shopify, that's why they are being a little bit greedier themselves. because they have this breathing, this window of breathing, and on top of that, they just have 9 kills and no death. Oh, farewell, miposhka.
Yeah, I thought he could get away with throwing a few toothpicks at Fly, but unfortunately the boys turn up, crit in our bed. The rotating duo.
Dire's top
Always got to be ready for that one with an
attack.
arcane rune on Earth Spirit as well. They want to make something more happen here.
And then instant smoke up as well. Did you expect the first game of the day just to be a 10-0 kill lead to Shopify?
Like, that's for sure. Now they move on. They found Lal in the middle lane who just walks into them and gets absolutely shredded. I mean, Team Spirit, they are just getting picked off one by one across the map.
Yes, I just did that.
This is
Be careful, you know, whatever we say right now could technically jinx Shopify. There's a lot of NA fans right now who are very excited to see what's happening. But can they keep up the same amount of pressure? Spirit have been that team to always find re-entry to games.
Maybe that's it. The Eclipse hit and everything turned backwards, and now all the lower teams are just going to stomp their best of threes.
I'm here for some upsets, for sure, for sure.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Your admiral is on board.
So what real timings are we looking for Arteezy to hit to really get involved in this game?
I've already mentioned Hurricane Pike being pretty good. I think having that way of cancelling charge yourself is always helpful. Providing that distance from the troll, also very good. On top of that, it's always going to be Manta, just to be able to continue farming. And then I think most likely Skadi after. And then that will be your big timing of let me go play with the team. But because your Dawnbreaker's gone for Desolator, you can now just go for Roshan. You have the tag team as well. You have the medallion. Yeah, nice reads coming out from Shopify once again. Yeah, they're just going to look towards Roshan. As mentioned, even use the meta to take it away. Taking away all the mini objectives to
throw in a tag
I like
team
how
as
you
well.
said that. It got real slow.
Is under attack.
It's going down really quick and then it just stopped dying for a second.
Yeah, the tag team runs off, one of the illusion dies, and all of a sudden it's not so hot, but yeah, we'll be uncontested here.
Radiant's
Team
middle
Spirit
tower
not in
has
any
fallen.
situation to go and deal with this. You know, they're still farming on their troll. Their Spirit Breaker's got this Midas, and he's not really looking to involve too much. I'm just going to give this one away. And Sablight's going to be the one to take it as well. I mean, you're not exactly giving it to your Midas Terrorblade with a single Dragon Lance, right? Bottom side, though. And moving on to Fly a little bit. But Crit's here. He's ready to respond. They're checking the cliff, making sure there's no wards around. Mira, he's kind of moved into no man's land. Oh,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Radiant
attack.
are scanned.
did he see him?
Scan connected.
Yeah, he saw him. And he's just going to be able to get on top of Mira and should be able to do this all by himself. Although Mystic Flare comes down, not going to be enough, though, to turn that one around.
It's very rotated. No, it's not.
Push is farming so deep at the enemy side of the map at the moment. They're just trying to split the map and
Yeah. That's kind of going to be Spirit's game, right? When you don't have a single kill to your side, when your cores can't really make any plays, it is just kind of throw bodies in, right? So you're going to be seeing the Enchantress, the Skyriff Mage, they'll just make these weirder plays. Spirit Breaker, of course, one of the best heroes at just getting in, poking, press bulldoze. Now I've wasted a little bit of time, and that is the key thing for Spirit. Buy as much time as possible. Wait for your troll to pick up the BKB, and then hope that Shopify cross the river with a bit too much confidence and maybe fall flat in a fight. But right now for Spirit, they are farming in the hope that Shopify put themselves in a bad position. There isn't really opportunities right now. They can just dictate the game. And potentially with the Octarine on Spirit Breaker, once he picks that up, should be tanky enough maybe to also look for a fight. But you're going into a level 2 Solar Guardian, level 2 Magnetize with Blade Mail.
Radiant's middle tower
It is not going to be an easy fight for Spirit. And that's why they are going to be delaying as much as possible.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
yeah,
Dire's structures
well,
are
it does make its way up the net worth charts. Looking for that BKB, which is actually coming out pretty damn soon, but
Your admiral is
yeah,
on board.
it's hard to see a fight going well for him at the moment, for sure. I mean, ultimately, we've seen Team Spirit in these situations before. Like, it's not like every single game they've played, all 8 of their victories have been complete stomps. They've been down, and they've been down bad. But they've always found a way back into the game. They're so good at playing the map in the late game situation, and even in the mid game situation when they're really far behind. But once again, Lal looks like he's going to get caught out here, and it will be him dropping. you seeing similarities in this game to the game we saw with against EG where they had that PA?
It does kind of have the same kind of tune to it, which is Yataru's telling team, guys, just play your game, push out, do what you need to do. And they actually go, oh, they did find Terrorblade?
That is massive. Collapse. Brings it down. Well, I mean, they get a kill on some miposhka, sure, but Yataru, he's just farming whilst the Terrorblade is dead. That's what it took. Scarab Mage and the Spirit Breaker.
You take those victories if you're Spirit. Your first kill of the game, it's going to be on the Arteezy Terrorblade. He hasn't really got any streaks or anything, so it's not too crazy of a death to have, right? It's not like he's giving away 500-600 gold, right? But still for Spirit, you were asking what's going to be happening, and this is kind of what I was going to be hinting at. Yataru, he needs to hit the creeps, play away from that pocket of aggression, and for Spirit, get those combos in play, get the Scarab behind the Spirit Breaker, hope to find maybe just one pick off to give yourself some confidence, and probably the best hero that they could pick off, they got it.
Absolutely. That's crazy.
Dire are
Well,
scanning.
that changes things a little bit.
A little bit, sure. But well, they are still 15 for 1. It is still a 5k lead. I think if anything, yeah. And also, it's not as if Arteezy has done anything different. He's been very predictable so far, right? He's been farming the spot side of the map, pushing out. Then he came top, took a Roshan, and then he instantly scurried his way back down to the Radiant saving, right? Like he's basically been here for 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah. It is just wild to have your carry die when you're 15-0 and you have an Aegis, and then the only target they ever kill in the entire game has been your big max net worth Terrorblade. But that is the kind of the draft thing of Team Spirit, though. You know, you have a Spirit Breaker and you have a Scarab Mage, so these two heroes will always be able to make this happen. But the gold went to the Spirit Breaker, you know, it was a bit, but it's just going to make him more and more annoying. So he's going to pick up the shard, get the planar pocket for the next engagement.
Dire are scanning.
On top of that, it's 15-0 for Shopify, but look at the hero levels. The Troll and the Spirit Breaker are actually top of the levels right now, both level 15. Earth Spirit and Dawnbreaker 14, and Arteezy's only level 13 with a Midas and complete free farm. And of course, it does help that Spirit Breaker got the kill on the Terrorblade, helping out a little bit more. But
ooh, crit catches him out! Oh my god, what a field coming in from him as he catches a long ball collapse.
Top tower is under attack.
That was cute. I like that.
Very nice. And the key thing there is they get the kill on the Spirit Breaker, and they're all here ready to start progressing the map, right? Arteezy, he's left the jungle, he's with the boys, he's taking the tier 2, and that's now kind of what we expect, right? With the leads they have, we want to see some metas actually just converging on the map, pressuring Spirit a little bit, because like I mentioned, their levels for Spirit are looking very healthy. The item timings are slowly kicking in for Spirit. This isn't a game where if you just ignored everything and just looked at the kill feed, you'd go, wow, okay, Shopify, they're insane. Like, they're going to win the game, right? But the motions aren't really hitting right now. Like, you're not feeling the momentum and the pressure that should choke out a team with this type of kill score. Spirit are doing a very good job at continuing to stick throughout this game.
I wonder what we're looking at for Team Spirit here. We've got a BKB up on the Troll Warlord, moving in to the Sun and Yasha soon as well. Perhaps that's just fighting on him back there. Yeah, Spirit here. That's Spirit. I mean, he's got no BKB, so the Mystic Flare is just going to be able to rip through him, and they'll lose it. No Solar Guardian to come down and help him out there, but Rick is actually going for the play with Fly onto Collapse, and in comes Saberlight sliding in from the sidelines. But Team Spirit, they smell blood in the water, and they want to chase this one. They know there's also no meta available for a little bit. Fly needs to get himself out of this one, but there is no way out. He's used his egg, he's used his dive, and he will go down as well. And that is a kill streak going the way of Nira here. So these little wins are pretty impactful to the Team Spirit lineup.
Yeah, I think you're now going to have to start asking questions. Shopify, they got that first Aegis so freely. They had Desolator, they had some pretty big items available, but they weren't really making the moves. They kind of made the game a little bit more stagnant. And now miposhka, is he misclicking a tip? Is he throwing out an Arteezy? He bought Midas on Terrorblade and haven't really done anything on the map type tip? Like, I don't know. But Shopify for sure.
Interesting. But down to the bottom side, they catch out Yatoro. It looks like things are coming back together for Team Spirit. But Saberlight and Crit make sure they stay on top. And there it is again. You tip my carry, I tip yours.
I mean, they needed to get some type of kill, right? Like the fact that Spirit have had freedom to do anything they wanted now.
Stabilize. A little bit of attention here, and again, that Mystic Flare coming up through. Ahmed comes in to share the damage. Make sure he's going to be okay now. Once again, Chris jumps in, throws in the punch, collapse. They're looking to take him down here. Miposhka doing a decent amount of damage from the sidelines. Might not be enough to get Collapse out of danger. That said, he's going to ulti across. Very cute, not cute enough. He does still drop. Miposhka and Mira don't commit to this one. They just back away. Now the tower starts to drop. Arteezy not here to drop the Metamorphosis and help out with this push. No real commitment coming out from Shopify, especially when Roshan could be respawning anytime soon. They don't know that it's coming in 2 minutes' time.
I think Shopify are refinding their footing though in regards to the aggression that they can bring to the game. And on top of that, Arteezy is close to his Skadi. Potentially this next Roshan, the Skadi, the Aegis, like this has to be the window for Shopify to try and build up this lead. The entire time it's been what, but bouncing between 4 to 6k gold. It's now finally getting to the 7k part. I think both teams, Roshan needs to be the next call they're both making here. Whoever is able to obtain that second Aegis most likely should be able to take over the entire map and dictate how the game is to be played in the next 5 minutes. It is respawning in 1 minute and 10 seconds time.
Yeah, so quick stop off for the Shard. So we'll get that on Abed. Can have some uses, maybe not the one that they were super looking for. Probably wanted that Demon Seal, depending on yeah, I think just about everyone else have a Shard, so could have happened, but alas. Smoke up now from Shopify, looking to go and contest this Roshan area, which Team Spirit have already cemented themselves in. How do they approach this engagement?
Be careful, Kunkka does have his Agnes. Horostorm is available.
Jumps in, doesn't find anybody though, immediately getting silenced up. They just gonna get taken down. Start capturing fire on the back once. Mirror goes down to Saberlight straight away. And Saberlight trying to look for more here as Arteezy pops the ultimate, bashes down into low. He's gonna get up a little bit less. Spirit is already in there. Top Arteezy silenced up and pushed away by Abed. Abed trying to keep him alive here and may have just done it, staying upon him and now uses it to sunder and stone. That is not gonna be enough. He's surrounded by Team Spirit heroes. Arteezy will fall and now Saberlight's going down as well. Team Spirit, they just stayed upon him. So cute from Abed to try and get him away from that one, using the pull, using the push, but it didn't make a difference. Team Spirit never lost sight of their prey, and now they're in the pit.
Spirit, they farmed for that perfect fight, and it's happened time and time in the group stage, and now we're seeing it here in game 1. They were down by so many kills, they were given room to hit their timings, and Shopify, they smoked deep into the Spirit side of the map, and in their attempt to do it, Crit, he wildly blinks in, doesn't find anyone, and at this point already, the fight is somewhat over, right? Collapse instantly helps Silver off the tusk. Terrorblade's trying to run in, but the egg is instantly killed off, and Terrorblade by himself, sure, Abed, he's making some impeccable plays to try and keep him alive, but this isn't a fight construct for Shopify to ever really win. With that botched initiation, Spirit super disciplined and punishing Shopify so damn well.
Oh, just watching that again, it's so tragic. Like, you know, again, these kind of plays, it's great from Abed. Like, it's super sick to try and pull this one out, but unfortunately, you know, two of your teammates are dead already. Oh god, put that away.
That graph was
Jesus. Oh my god, if you've got any Shopify supporting friends, now might be the time for a supportive phone call, maybe a message or two. This is a tough watching moment. Such a massive lead from them, now completely gone. Team Spirit, you can just never count them out. They've been doing it again and again and again this road to TI.
Yeah, the key thing for Shopify is they need to get through this Aegis, and the next time they take a big team fight, they need to provide their heroes to layer themselves in to defend each other correctly, right? Keep the egg alive. Allow for Terrorblade to enter that 1v1 duel, but with a Solar Guardian on top. Keep the Tusk in position to maybe provide snowball saves. Like when it was so just kind of loosely thrown in, right? Like a Tusk over here, Phoenix over there, Arteezy, all these running in. Like, there's no way you're going to be able to beat the previous TI champions like Spirit like that. And of course, they're going to have about 5 minutes to kind of refine their footing, decide how they want to approach the fight, but they do have it in them. Their heroes are able to slaughter some of these engagements. Just needs to be under their vision, under their control. Spirit, on the other hand, with this
Radiant's
Aegis,
middle tower
take the top
has
tower,
fallen.
move towards mid, sweeping throughout the map, and already Yatoro looking to go for that MKB.
Radiant's
Often
bottom
Terrorblade
tower
likes to buy
is
in
under
Butterfly
attack.
to deal with these big physical damage carries and control. One of the few position ones that likes and actually enjoys buying an MKB. This is an item that's a little bit lost nowadays. Yeah, Troll,
Radiant's bottom
happy to
tower
go for
has
it
fallen.
and happy to continue playing that threat to Arteezy.
Yeah, to make it
feel
pay
like-
off.
At this rate for Arteezy, he kind of needs too many items, right? It's like
Am I
you want the
crazy?
Silver Ridge to maybe position nicely. You want the Hurricane Pike to push them back, but also at 35 minutes doesn't feel too great. Maybe a Lincoln's to deal with a charge, but then you're lacking damage. A Daedalus and a Satanic. Like, I'm listing so many items for him to feel comfortable in an engagement.
And you're also playing against Torrent Storm and Boat and all this stuff coming out from Kunkka, you know, the tidal wave. Surely a BKB is necessary here as well, and all of those items are coming after that on the shopping list right now. Oh, it's very, very awkward for him to efficientize properly as Fly has been seen, does get out. Nice TP from him, gets himself to safety, drags back a bunch of Team Spirit heroes in the process.
Claps. The BKB complete. Already halfway towards the Agnes.
This time that very nice on Sableye. In fact, he is still going to be able to get off the X mark, so it's going to have to be a BKB Solar Guardian used from Sableye. So many resources to get away from that one. It was required, but man, it hurts.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Spirit just sticking together, right? Like Spirit Breaker, he can play on the sides of the map. How quickly he just push out lane. It's why this hero is going to be so powerful throughout the later stages of this TI. You have Bulldoze, you have Planar Pocket, you got magic resistance, status resistance. You kill creep waves in a split second. The rest of the team can then just play together as four. And there's another wave. Are they going to try and go on him?
Yes, they are. Crit jumps in, stun comes out. BKB immediately responded to by Collapse. And Crit, well, he's just going to see if he can play his way out of this one. He's got an Ogre Steel Totem, he's got a full staff, but it's not going to be enough. Noble shall delay the inevitable and full staff away, but the clicks are there, and Collapse will bring him down. But decent amount of time wasted, I suppose.
He nearly had Blink though. Like with that force off disengage, without the Tidebringer hit, he would have been able to blink out. No,
Well timed.
Blink to Shopify. Playing into an Aegis, just taking away a BKB, you'd probably take that as a win.
Once again, Shopify just trying to leave this area. Trying to just keep away from Team Spirit. They don't want to give them anything. And that's kind of the difference between the way these two teams are playing from behind. And like Team Spirit never really care about giving away a couple of kills or so. You know, as long as they're out on the map getting stuff whilst they're behind, they seem to be fine with it. Shopify, meanwhile, you know, sure they dropped the tusk, but Sableye just using everything to get away. No one really brave enough to show on the other side of the map or anything like that. I don't know, is that something you're thinking about this game?
I just did that.
It's a little bit of a difficult one. I'm just trying to think though more for Shopify. It's like, what realistically can they do? I think once they're in the open map, it's so hard to position, and it's obviously the strength of Spirit Breaker, right? And now the whole script's turned, where Shopify now need to wait for Spirit to play into them, come into the high ground, and maybe towards.
Crit jumps in, they find Love, he's going to be the target. Will Collapse immediately getting on Arteezy and stopping that damage coming through. Do they have enough? No, they do not. The cheese is there from Love, going to heal him right the way up again. He's just going to run himself away. BKB is gone from him, sure, but Collapse is continuously running at Arteezy in this fight, not letting him stand his ground whatsoever. Sableye, he's going to be left behind and just taken down by a billion spears as Collapse finds another, collapses onto Fly. Abed all alone all of a sudden, needs to escape this one, needs to dodge the X marks, and it looks like he was able to do so inside that rolling boulder. 1 and 2 will survive, but 3, 4, and 5 are
Didn't expect Shopify to go and seek to fight like that. Sure, the Aegis was expiring, but I just wasn't expecting Shopify to be the aggressors, especially with how the fight's been going. And yeah, they kind of did a good job. They kept the egg alive, but they weren't able to contain within that egg space. And yeah, Spirit's beautifully disengaging, waiting for those T spells to get used, and then upon the finish, boom, go for that second fight. Shopify, they can't take multiple engagements. Solar Guardian, egg, if they're down, it's going to be quite a struggle to deal with Spirit. And yeah, Spirit are just seeing through the Shopify draft beautifully. Probably not taking Rex unless miposhka wants to just stay here by himself. Or already leaving now.
Just kind of starting that fight wonderfully as well, just kind of being the big bait and holding that cheese, ready to get it off. And of course, that was made possible. They would have had the damage to bring him down, but Collapse was just there, charging in on Arteezy over and over again, stopping him from just being able to stand there, use his Metamorphosis, and kill off that Conquer in the stun duration. And that really was a difference maker. Like, Shopify weren't wrong. They could have killed the Conquer, but Spirit Breaker just constantly disabling their damage dealer. It's ridiculous. So hard to play into now for Arteezy.
It kind of feels like Shopify already are talking about, okay, so where's our big comeback play? And of course, I think when a Tusk's in the game, Aghanims will be maybe the saving grace here. If you can get it in, what, maybe 10-15 minutes time, don't lose a lane of racks, you kick someone deep, it could be enough. But yeah, right now they're gonna have to play a little bit more of a farm game, get the waves pushed out, and just respect the Spirit Breaker doing so much. He has Octarine, Yashakaya, Aghanims, BKB. He's nearly level 25 at the 35-minute mark. This is insane. He is just taking over this game.
That was really cool as well. I'm watching him here. So he was charging for Vision, right? The team weren't really in position to follow up. He was moving his phase boots and his Kaya and Yasha out of his inventory to slow himself down in the charge.
No, it's a really good play. Yeah, I think it's the best place in Spirit Breakers are fat packing move speed.
Just scattering the pigeons right now. Shopify being forced back, and Arteezy trying to load onto an enchantress for people. Can't get off the damage at all. Saberlight already taken out of the fight. He's going to fight back into this one. Has the Solar Guardian if needed. As Fly just playing a bit of Dance Dance Revolution over here, trying to get out of the water park and does survive it.
Shopify, they need to find something right now. Arteezy, he popped the Metamorphosis. It's going to be on cooldown for 2 minutes and 10. And the Spirit, they see it. They're like, okay, just disengage, guys. Get back to our high ground. And that's why Shopify is smoked up. They build desperation. They found a tower.
Tara is a great target. He has got that butterfly, so they're not really dealing damage to him right now. He's going to pop a beacon. He's get on fly, but he manages to get off the supernova in time. But Tara just takes it down anyway. The Buccaneer is stunned up in the backlines here, but look at the damage coming out from Team Spirit here at the moment. Tara is unstopped. Parablade getting low. Needs a Sunder target. Does find it. Takes out Lal, but doesn't kill him off. Started up by Collapse once again. Collapse will not leave him alone. And miposhka comes in with the damage from the impetus. Gets the kill onto Arteezy. It was a very, very close engagement, but in the end, Team Spirit are the victors once again.
Damage done in the fight as well. Spirit Breaker 6,500 damage, and sure, Flight goes down as well, but Trowan did 5,000 damage in the fight compared to Spirit Breaker's 6,500. Like, who is the carry in this game? Collapse. He's played Bristleback. He's played Spirit Breaker. Like, he's making these heroes just completely demolish these mid-game fights. And
top barracks are under attack.
sure, use all your resources to kill off Toro, but it just isn't enough. Shopify, I just don't see how they can take a fight at all. They're going to lose top racks, most likely mid as well.
Yep, and by the way, a little moonshot on the poster as well, so Team Spirit, you know, we're all carries on this joyous day.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's
middle barracks are starting to fall. Bottom barracks being hit by Collapse as well, still working on that tower. Poster and Lal dealing with the middle lane. Feeling like Shopify don't have much left in the tank. They can't find a win.
The middle of the game's rough when your opponent offlaner is charging from bot lane to top through your tier 4s. They kill off the creep wave. But we are going to see the replay of the fight here. Like, they do see a tower at the start. It looks like, okay, maybe it's something, but just look at that, just hugging the northern side of the fight. And for Shopify to even get close to the engagement, they're kind of having to scramble in. The egg's not in a very good position. The Solar Guardian has already been used. And the rest of Shopify just aren't able to help get in and do any of the damage needed to potentially have a comeback fight. And Spirit, they are just so incredibly tanky. Like, Collapse is still more than half HP in this fight. Just charge after charge after charge. And you can see on RTG's face, they're just not finding the fights. They are not connecting on the damage.
Doesn't know what to do at this point, and I can hardly blame him. These fights just feel so damn difficult. Like, how do you play as this Terrorblade with this Spirit Breaker on you the entire time? Is really it. Like, you get all this farm, and it just doesn't matter. And talking about having all the farm, Spirit Breaker is now net worth, top of net worth, just from taking down all these lanes.
Yeah. He's got the Wind Waker. Oh. So now if I do find a hero, he can just charge in. Oh, sorry, Toro, are you dying? Let me just Wind Waker you real quick. Like, oh, it's so good to have TI back in, not TI back in the meta, Spirit Breaker back in the meta. I'm a Spirit Breaker player myself.
Yeah, I think you're probably, well, you and Team Spirit fans, probably the only ones in that camp at the moment.
Oh, yeah, I'm good. LGD, sorry, I keep saying PSG. LGD, they enjoy it too. The thing with Spirit Breaker though is like, he's not a first, I mean, he could be a first pick hero. Like, he's in that territory. The only issue with him is there are certain lanes that completely demolish him. Like, we saw how 9 Pandas picked an Undying Morphling to deal with Spirit Breaker. But I think how Spirit's drafting it, especially with like the Spirit Breaker and the Bristleback, they draft it way later down the line. So there's no room to kind of pivot your draft and to stop him just free farming. That's easy. He is now charging well from
Whoa. Surely he's punished for this one. At Wind Waker. See you later. The punches there, but the BKB is down. Punches in the area as well. And fine, he's gone. No egg able to come down. The bad boy is stuck in the air. He does get off the thunder, but what difference is it going to make? He's just being beaten backwards and forwards like a ragdoll through the fight. Oh my goodness. It is just a beatdown now from Team Spirit. No chance of taking any fight for Shopify Rebellion. GG's probably in the chat line right now, not quite entered into the chat, but there we go. There it comes. Game number 1 goes to Team Spirit. It was looking so good, and you can see it in their faces. You know, everything was going their way until it wasn't.
A little bit of despair apparently floating around the Shopify camp, and it does boil down to when you have such an impeccable start to the game, double-digit kills to the 0 on Spirit. Every item you buy needs to further punish your opponents. And I kind of feel like Shopify.
あらあら、さようなら。